Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we are getting incredibly technology forward, and I'm super excited to be your host. We're going to explore a completely revolutionary software environment called AlgoJewels. Listen, if you're a jewelry designer, a CAD artist, or just someone fascinated by the intersection of high-end digital engineering and traditional bench craftsmanship, you are in the exact right place. We are going to break down exactly how this parametric engine is literally changing the game.
Right off the bat, let me ask you, have you ever had to rebuild an entire ring from absolute scratch just because a client wanted a slightly larger center stone? Yeah. If you've spent any time at the bench or staring at a CAD screen, you know this ultimate universal frustration. One tiny change, and suddenly your gallery rails, your shanks, your prongs, everything is completely misaligned. It's just a massive drain on your time and, honestly, your creativity.
Okay, let's dive into this. Meet our green robotic grasshopper. Now, this isn't just a fun little mascot. It perfectly establishes our connection to Rhino's famous Grasshopper software. AlgoJewels utilizes the generative algorithms of Grasshopper, tightly integrating them right into Rhino's 3D modeling tools. It is basically the bridge taking us from static, rigid designs into a highly dynamic, flowing, technical ecosystem. So here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the static trap, move into associative modeling, look at the chain of design, open up the AJ Vault, spend some serious time exploring AJ on YouTube, and finally show you how to start your journey.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the static modeling trap.
You see, the creators of AlgoJewels actually spent over a decade in the trenches of Rhino CAD design, and they kept hitting this massive wall, static modeling. You draw a line, you sweep a rail, you place a prong. But the second that stone changes, you start over, period. But with associative modeling, your jewelry is built in a logic-based hierarchy. You just drag a single slider for the ring size or the gemstone dimension, and the entire assembly automatically updates in real time. Seriously, it's nothing short of magic. Which brings us right into Section 2, Welcome to Associative Modeling. AlgoJewels isn't just some simple plugin you tack onto your workflow. It is a comprehensive parametric engine developed by jewelers specifically for jewelers. You can literally move from a loose concept sketch straight into this engine, adjusting curvature and scale with simple sliders. It perfectly bridges traditional bench craftsmanship with advanced digital manufacturing, outputting models with 0.1 millimeter tolerances. We're talking production-ready for 3D printing, casting in gold, and traditional hand setting.
And this brings us to the crucial guiding philosophy of AlgoJewels. Stop modeling geometry and start modeling logic. I absolutely love that. When you jump into this workflow, you empower yourself to take absolute creative control over the technical details. You aren't just drawing shapes anymore. You're engineering the very rules that create those shapes.
Let's look under the hood in Section 3, the chain of design.
To really grasp the logic here, you've got to know that every single design begins at the exact center of the universe, the 0, 0, 0 point. From there, the algorithmic order always flows left to right. Step 1, parameters and input. Step 2, compute. Step 3, output. And here is the genius part. The output from one step perfectly becomes the input for the next. So your finger rail output becomes the input for your shank, which then becomes the input for your setting. It's a continuous chain. Now, what's really interesting about this is seeing it in action. You've got your traditional Rhino viewport showing a finished 3D ring, right? But behind the scenes, you have the actual Grasshopper node logic that created it. A cluster of nodes for a wedding band shank literally flows directly into a cluster for a bezel setting. It's visual code directly manipulating 3D geometry.
Look, if seeing those nodes feels a bit intimidating, don't sweat it. The training guide uses this brilliant definition to demystify the whole coding fear. It's the Lego metaphor. Designing in AlgoJewels is exactly like snapping pre-built blocks of logic together. You don't have to write raw code. You just take a ring sizer block, snap it to a profile block, and snap that to a sweep block. Before you know it, you're constructing incredibly complex rings and pendants. It makes advanced parametrics highly accessible.
Okay, moving on to Section 4, the AlgoJewels Vault. Because building every little thing from scratch takes way too long, AJ comes loaded with a massive library to speed up your day. You get instant access to over 51 pre-built shank setups, a huge array of gem mesh cutters handling standard rounds all the way to specialty Wubito cuts, and the ability to drag and drop custom snippets. But my absolute favorite feature? ZNATs. It's a codable estimator right in your file that calculates gold weight and pulls live retail pricing using Kitco. Talk about a workflow upgrade.
Now for Section 5, Exploring AJ on YouTube. If you want to learn this system, this is where you need to be.
AlgoJewels is a language, and the absolute best, fastest way to learn it is through their dedicated YouTube channel. With over 70 highly actionable training videos, it's your ultimate central hub for mastering parametric jewelry design. You can watch exactly how to build a diamond shadow band, explore Rhino's sub-D commands for an organic branch ring, or tackle a tapered dome ring. Every single video is designed to teach you a different, vital associative modeling skill.
As you're going through those YouTube tutorials, you definitely want to keep this crucial pro tip from the training guide in mind. The simple slight adjustment in parameters or inputs is the difference between seeing something or not. Grasshopper requires precision, right? So sometimes your algorithm might not output exactly what you expect, and you simply need to slightly adjust or just kind of shake the inputs to get the geometry to compute perfectly. It's a great habit to build early on.
And finally, Section 6, starting your parametric journey.
If you're worried about some complex, frustrating software setup, don't be. Getting started is literally just a drag-and-drop process. You copy the AJ folder into your Grasshopper user object folder, you restart Rhino, open a new document, and boom! The brand new AlgoJewels tool tab is sitting right there waiting for you. It's incredibly straightforward, so you can get designing immediately.
So, I want to leave you with this provocative question. Are you ready to stop rebuilding from scratch and start engineering the future of jewelry? If you are completely over the static modeling trap, go check out the AlgoJewels YouTube channel today. Dive into those tutorials, start snapping some logical Lego blocks together, and take your first step into the parametric ecosystem. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and happy designing!